Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. What's going on, traders? How are y'all doing today? Hope you guys are all having a great start to your morning. Today is Tuesday, April 21st, 2026. It is 7:31 my time. Hope you guys are all having a great start to your day. And let us begin. So markets have sold off to 647.50 from highs of 650.60 in the overnight hours. That is good to see. Let me adjust some of this stuff here. Stream health, analytics, perfect. All right, boom. So markets are selling off today, 647, which means MSTR should be selling off slightly. Yeah, it's selling off a little bit. I thought about getting into MSTZ today. I have my one lucky share still, so I'm not actually in it at all. But I thought, it'd be a cool idea to do something different for the majority of the week. Sure, I'd love to buy into this a little. I'm not sure how much the market's going to sell off. So, Bitcoin's at 76,000. We said if it held 76, we could see some more upward momentum. It had a huge sell-off this morning from what started at 630 down to 643. So in a matter of 10 minutes or less, it sold off literally 1,000 points. MSTR curling over around 175, which is good. 175, not bad. Down to 169. I'm not sure if this is going to begin to rally. Yes, it could sell off more. Will it? Not necessarily. MSTU up to $8 for anyone who played this from lows of 4 to highs at 8. Literally doubled their money. 622 is a little bit high for me. As far as MSTZ goes, yes, we have a long way to go back up. Will it happen? Doesn't mean it has to happen. I could buy 100 shares. I could buy a couple hundred shares very easily. How are the markets looking? Markets are looking pretty bearish, but it's all a matter of time before it finds some sort of support. Which could be right here. 630 could be the resistance. MSTU down. MSTR to 168.50. Here we go. Looks like market is going to begin to consolidate around 647. This is what I'm looking at on my secondary screen. See how it's already consolidating for a reversal? So my thought is, what if we got into TQQQ? Even if it pushed up a full dollar, you could buy, or I could buy, technically 50, say you buy 10 shares, goes up a dollar, that's $10. This would be $50. Goes up a dollar, that'd be $100. I don't quite have enough to get 100 shares though. I could probably get about 75 maybe. Yeah, about 70 shares if I wanted to. What do I want to do? What is the game plan today? All right. Well, also started thinking about maybe playing some music, making these live streams a little less boring, possible. Be pretty cool, huh? To do some like um, non-copyright music. Copyright music. Um, Try some synthwave, maybe.
Core power.
And then we'll try to adjust it um, from here. Except the ads are gonna suck. How about something like that? Or is that too loud for you? Okay. All right. Sounds pretty good. It doesn't sound too loud. A little muffled, isn't it? Okay, what if I do this instead? Raise this up. And then lower this down. I won't be able to hear it, but you will. We'll just go a little lower. Maybe like a 10 decibel. Yeah, do you guys like that? Does that sound pretty good? Take it down another 5 decibels. Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. Just have to make sure to let me know when I get an ad. Could always look at it from here. Okay, cool. So you guys got some music today. I don't necessarily have any music because I have to make sure my mic doesn't pick up the speakers. Okay, cool. We're good. We're good. Guess I could listen to it a little bit here. Okay, Nvidia down to 201. Nvidia is selling off. QQQ down to 646. TQQ down to 58. SQQQ is up. Almost a full dollar. Amazon down to 250, Tesla down to 390, Walmart down to 127. I did pick up a share of Netflix at $94 even. $93.50 would be nice. We could set another limit for another share at $93.50 if it retests that. All right, boom. Now give me 2 shares at $93.75. What if I should just do 93? And you know what? I'm just gonna wait on this. So I feel like it can go lower. I do have 10 shares of American Airlines at $12.10. I want to buy another 10 shares at 12. I mean 20 shares at 12.05. Maybe I'll stick with the 10 shares for now. American Airlines trying to push higher with the overall NASDAQ market. VIX is up to 19 today, 1920, 1917. Remember, whenever it's above 20, the markets are more likely to sell off and they're more volatile. USO to 121, UCO to 39.85, GLD to 439, SLV is at 71.41, SPY is up to 709, QQQ 646. See if we get some more selling pressure here, or does this begin to rally? Bitcoin holding up around 75.8. 75.8. So that's an interesting level to be at. See if it breaks out above or below this level. We got our alerts set. MSTR is pushing back higher, so good thing we didn't buy some at that 630 price point. We would be down on our position. Now I'd love to see another rejection off of Bitcoin and QQQ if it begins to rally. So let this pump, MSTZ will sell off, we'll buy the dip again and let it push up from 579, just say 580, to 634. That's a 54% profit, 9%. So, you know, making $50 on 100 shares would not be bad. Especially considering it'll only be about a $600 investment now compared to a couple weeks ago. We were buying at $11 a share, $12 a share, $15 a share. You know, we're talking $1,000 plus position size for 100 shares. There we go. Looks like QQQ is pushing up. Bitcoin's still pushing up. Back up to previous resistance level for Bitcoin. Let's go ahead and get 50 shares right here. Okay, now we're up to 51 shares for this reversal here. 613 is our new average. You can see 20 cents, about $10, nothing crazy. Until we add more, then we could start getting into bigger share sizes. Yesterday I did a good job breaking even. We noticed there was lack of progress over here. So we bought 50 at 664, we bought 50 at 655, and we sold at average at 660. We had a 659 average, and then we sold at 665. So we made like $3 yesterday, but it was right before this push up and then this dramatic sell-off. So we didn't have to even take part in any of this sell-off just now today. That's all we're doing. We're just trying to stay green, right? Bitcoin getting rejected, strong rejection at that resistance level for the day, which is great. Let's see if it continues. QQQ also potentially making a lower low on the day. That'd be very nice. Let's go ahead and create our level here, showing resistance and showing some support. MSTR coming back down, so this is good for us. I'd like to add more shares, but I'm just going to be patient. 50 shares riding, cool. We'll make a few bucks. If it sells off, I'll make more money by it selling off and getting a better average price. All right, I don't want to buy at 6 if it's going to go to 570. Especially 100 shares, I'd be $30 in the red. But 50 shares, that'd only be like 15 bucks in the red. Let me know, do you guys like the music? Do you not like the music? I would love to know what you guys think. Hey man, GoVols is here. Hello, good morning. Here are a few I have been making a little money lately on: SMR, OKLO, TTD, SoFi, and NNE. Okay. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing that. We could actually take a look at a couple of those now that we're just kind of waiting. SMR. New scale power. Okay, I like the dip forming right here. It's above moving average on the 4-hour time frame. Lows of 8. Looks like it's catching some resistance around 1330 for right now. Yeah. 885 support. Okay, I'm liking this. Good job. This is a big move if you caught this whole move. 48%, $4 per share. Beautiful. Good job on SMR. OKLO. Oklo. Yep, another solid company. We were tracking this for a while. It dropped below its support level around 58. Created a new support around 44. Looks like it had resistance around 85. Now it's seeing a little bit of resistance around 70, I'd say. Very nice. That was a big return too, wasn't it? 56% profit, $25 per share. Trade desk. Lows of 19. 65 for now. At a $40 resistance, 55, 70, 90. I don't even know why these are up here. Holy moly. Yeah, this company is definitely be careful with this one. This one's been selling off non-stop. It does have its pumps where it'll pump up and then sell off again. Don't really care too much for TTD, but you could identify the bottom and sell the top. 24% profit, almost $5 per share. SoFi, traded SoFi before. Yep, very nice, very beautiful setups here. Had a low of 14 from a low of 16 is what we thought. It went to a low of 1460. Went to highs of $20. Should be 13 technically, but I'm just gonna put like 20. Yeah, I'll put it right here at 1965. That was a beautiful move. Even from 16 to 20, that was $4 per share, 25% profit. So I do like SoFi. I believe they have a lot more room to move. course, should have bought at 14 instead of selling at 17. But that's okay. We're going to add this to our long watch list. Create alerts above 20. Alerts below 19. An NNE. Nano nuclear energy. Okay. I don't know why I said it like that, but I did. Low of 1875 to high of 2552. Beautiful move. 44% profit, $8 per share. Bitcoin's still slightly selling off. Nothing crazy. OKLO currently pushing up. Yeah, up a full dollar. You're right. You're not lying. You are not lying. I just don't like how far up on the resistance level it is, right? So if I buy here and it sells off to 60, that wouldn't be good. What happened to my live stream? I got kicked out of my own live. It's weird. Nope, still live. That's weird. Okay. That'd be the only thing that would suck though, right? Is buying here to get $1 or $2 profit and it sells off to like 60, 40, or 50, 40. What does this even do? Nuclear technology company. Okay. Yeah, it's already up almost $2 from that low. Just sucks that it's like, so it went up $2, but if I only got 50 shares, it'd be $100, which is good. It's still good. It's just the price is a little bit more high, right? So if I did 60 to do 60 shares, right around 4,000. It moves $1, I make $60. $2, 120. So I like it. I like this one because I could buy 400 shares and it moves 25 cents and I make $100. If it moves $1, I make $400. So, it's all relative. It's all relative, I guess. There was some news around space and nuclear recently. Hello, guys. Hello, BCM to 20,003. What about Meta? We could take a look at Meta. Meta's at 673 currently from low of 667, so that was a nice little dip buy opportunity. 1%, almost $7 per share. Now, as far as Meta goes, though, it has peaked a little bit here around 691.50. We are starting to see some resistance around these higher levels. We'll see if potentially this pulls back to a much lower low. It's gotten as low as 517 previously. Not sure it'll actually go all the way back down to that, but we could see this retest the moving average, the green line here, to about 658. It's possible. It's definitely possible. EMA is at 663, and the 200 moving average at 613 on the 4-hour time frame. But we'll see if it holds. Looks like there's been a lot of resistance around 673 lately. So we'll see if that holds as a support around 672, 672, 671. Do you see that where this green dotted line is? So if it can come down and retest this whole level as support, and hold, then potentially we can have a nice support level for Meta, and it could push higher. Now it looks like it is trying to hold above that line. Do you see it? Trying to hold above it. Now, of course, we excuse me. Wow, excuse me. Of course, we do have earnings this week. We do have some earnings, so let me go ahead and take a look at that. We have... Well, why is it so weird looking? Whoa. We had AG&C report earnings after close on Monday. We can go over that in just a second. We got... is this United Health Group? UNH? GE? 3M? We have Capital One today after close. Interactive Brokers. Boeing, AT&T on Wednesday. After close Wednesday, Tesla, IBM, Texas Instruments, Southwest Airlines. Thursday, we had Nokia, Dow, American Express, American Airlines. Thursday, after close, Intel. And Friday, P&G. So there's a few that are going to be reporting their earnings this week. Ooh, found support. QQQ finding support at 640, 650, pushing up to 648.70. Means Bitcoin should technically be pushing too. MSTR should be pushing a little. It is pushing a little, I guess. Our MSTZ position is pretty much flat. Now, something else I wanted to show you here real quick was getting paid every day with weekly dividends. Okay, I'm not sure if you guys know, but some of these weekly pairs have low NAV erosion. Some have high NAV erosion. You got to do your own research. But if you want to get paid on Mondays, every Monday, you could buy blocks or MAGY. If you want to get paid on Tuesdays, I'd say ISBG or HOOW. So the two on the top are the better recommendation. The two on the bottom, or one on the bottom, are decent. You know, they're okay. Wednesday, GIF and NUKX. Thursday, CHPY and TSYX. Friday, QDTE and WNTR. I believe these ones are the better options compared to these ones down here. But some of these ones down here are still decent. That's why I included them. So get paid every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, which is pretty amazing. Then your account starts to grow exponentially after that point. So I'm going to do a little experiment here. I do have a few companies already. Right, I got my MSTZ position that I'm day trading. American Airlines, which is what I'm swing trading. Netflix, I also got one share of Netflix at 94. I believe Netflix could go back up to $100, $109 eventually. Now QQY is something that I will be testing. Whoa, that was crazy. Come on. There we go. QQY, Defiance NASDAQ 100 Target 30 Weekly Distribution ETF, pays 12 cents a week. 12 cents a week per share. So I got one just to test it out. Maybe I'll buy the dip when it comes back down. But I did buy at an all-time high right now. So of course we could see a pullback. TSPY also pays This one is a monthly pair. Yeah, this one pays monthly. 28 cents to 30 cents every single month. Okay, and I did buy at an all-time high, so we could see some pullback. I could always buy more down there. AG&C, we did buy one share. Now I have bought, I had as much as I think 40 or 50 shares at one point. They paid 12 cents a share per month. SPYI also pays 50 cents per month. And that is at all-time highs right now. I got O Realty, a share here. HOOW, which pays 28 to 30 cents a week. And there has plenty of room for it to go up from $29 to potentially up to $58, or as low to $19, and I buy more there. Gladstone, I bought a share. Again, just test buy shares, just test buying. They pay 15 cents per month. And then QQI. And they pay 60 to 63, 64 cents every month. So these are the ones I have for right now. Minus MSTZ and American Airline and Netflix, that should be 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Should be 8. And yeah, markets are somewhat at overextended levels, but doesn't hurt to, technically take some profit. So this is my thought process moving forward. So you have a $2,000 trading account. You want to day trade. You want to swing trade. Well, use your $2,000 to do that. Now, say any profits you make, you could either pull your profits out and go back to $2,000. If you're not really worried about growing your account, you just want to learn, you can pull your profits out. So say you make $200 your first month, you make 10%. Instead of having $2,200 in your account and then giving back $200 in profits on, say, a bad trade, you can literally take your $200 out, put it into an IRA, put it into a 401k, put it into a long-term investment, buy the dip on something, or have cash reserve money to buy the dip on something that can grow even more for you. So say you took the $200, you bought a company that pays a monthly dividend. Let's say this one, for example, pays 60 cents. Okay. $200 could get you maybe 5 shares. Let's say 4 shares. So 4 shares isn't a lot, right? Because it's still a low amount of money, like $200. But you're making $2.50 a month on $200 forever. Then you could add more. Say you have 100 shares. 100 shares of QQQI at 60 cents per share. Now you're making $60 a month for life, right? For life, as long as you own it. And then this thing can appreciate too. Say you bought it at $35, right? Bought it at $35, it pushes up to 54. You make 51% profit, $18 per share. You have 100 shares. Do the math, and then you also get all the dividends in between this time. What is that, $1,800? 18 times 100. Yeah, so you make $1,800 in appreciation, plus you make $60 every month. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's $600. $720 So now you made $1,800 in appreciation plus $720 in dividends. You make $2,500 off of a $5,000 investment in about a year, I guess, right? So now you're making $2,500 in dividends and appreciation on one company. You're making even more money by being able to day trade still, and now you're swing trading, and that's just a great way to be able to double your money, use your money to your advantage, use your money wisely, and then not get stuck, holding the bag too crazy either. Because imagine being able to make money, but you could just as easily lose the money when you're trading. I've been there, right? I've had a $500 starting account, build it up to $2,000 or $3,000, and then somehow give all those profits back, and I'm back at like $1,200, $1,000, and I'm like, dang, I didn't lose any money, but I could have lost. Like, I could have saved or held more of the money I made and put it somewhere else, right? Everyone wants to grow their account to 25,000, 30,000, 50,000, but have you ever traded with that much money? If you haven't traded with that much money before, that can be a little scary, right? Cool, I made $100 today. Well, what happens if you lose $500 on a bad trade or $1,000 on a bad trade? Have you ever felt that before? Experienced any of that? Probably not. So just food for thought for anyone just starting out as a beginner. Don't be afraid to take your profits, right? We have somebody in our Discord who trades on Webull, or maybe it's Fidelity. Then he has a Roth IRA or 401k, and then he has an HSA. And I swear his HSA is only like $10, but he's slowly putting money into it, right? $5, $6. He made a little bit of profits on it. And then with those profits, he's taking money and putting it into another account so he could buy himself a Tesla charging station for his house. It's always good to move your profits around. And there's no one right way to trade, right? There's no one right way to trade. This is the way I like to trade. This is what's been successful, or this is what's been going well for me and making me successful. And buying the dip, right? I have a Roth IRA on Robinhood. That's what I started with. So a lot of these companies I've already bought the dip on a long time ago, right? Buying Apple in the 120 range, 150 range. Buying Nvidia in the $100 range, in this area, $90, $100 range. Take some off the top when it makes sense, wait for it to come back down, buy some more. Alright, so QQQ is simply just pumping back up to 650. We'll see if this gets rejected. If it gets rejected, we have a better trade idea on this potentially playing out. If Bitcoin continues to go lower, have lower highs and lower lows, then MSTZ will slowly push up higher as well. So I'm not adding any more to my position just yet. Very light position. I think on my swing trades I have around maybe $400 or $500 on my current positions on these, considering a lot of them only have one share each. American Airlines, I have 10 shares, so that's like still only $100. So I think I got like $400 or $500 in swing trades, and then I still got $3,500 to deploy. I did buy MSTZ, so 50 shares at 6, about 300. So I got about 12 or 30, like $200 left. I could buy plenty of shares of this. We're talking I could buy another 300 shares. No, 400? The price is so much cheaper now. I could buy way more shares now. So I can get in with like 500 shares on MSTZ when it makes sense, which means I'm in on about a 10% position size that I would want to have, right? So I have 50 shares out of 500. If I add 250 shares out of 500, that would be a 50% desired position size. But right now, I'm keeping it very light. There's no point in overcomplicating it. Bitcoin is still kind of holding on to this support level, which means MSTR will push up higher. And we don't want that, right? We don't want that. So I'll keep you guys up to date in the Discord section. I appreciate your guys' time. Like always, remember, let's end the year on a green note. And we will talk to you all in the trade ideas section. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions, comments, concerns. You could direct message me or simply communicate with us in the chat. So, yeah, appreciate your guys' time, and we will talk to you guys later.